Bishop Tutu was joined by 40 clergymen and 40 worshippers in his peaceful march to police headquarters. His status as new Bishop of Johannesburg and Nobel Peace Prize winner seemed to carry some weight, as police stood by while the marchers defied a government ban on outdoor demonstrations. With a number of white priests among the protesters, Bishop Tutu made his way to the police station to make a formal complaint about the detention of the Reverend Jeff Moselane, who's been held for more than 6 months without charge. The Reverend Moselane, rector of Sharpeville, was in prison last October during a joint police and military sweep through riot-ravaged townships south of Johannesburg. He was accused of allowing church property to be used for public gatherings. Bishop Tutu and the other protesters handed a formal complaint to the superintendent of the police station and then left quietly.
A familiar scene these days in South Africa, coffins borne aloft, hundreds of mourners. One of those buried was killed 2 weeks ago as he himself was returning from a funeral. He was shot in the back as he ran from a confrontation. The dead man's brother is John Kani, a famous actor who won a Tony Award on Broadway. Kani spoke about the situation.
So what they are doing, they're just organizing the people more and more. Their presence are unifying the people in the township so that we could face a common enemy.
Kani's words appear to be borne out by what happened afterwards. Events over the past few months have shown that funerals for blacks killed in racial violence lead to more unrest. Feelings were running high as hundreds of mourners made their way back to the town centre. They were watched by a strong force of South African troops, their presence an admission by the government that police resources are overstretched. Trouble flared momentarily, but tear gas ended it quickly, and for once there were no injuries or arrests. There was also trouble in New Brighton the day before when the house of a black police sergeant was firebombed. Like other black policemen and councillors, he'd been attacked for implementing the policy of the white government in Pretoria. It was an historic day for Zion City at Mount Moria. A crowd of about 1.5 million attended the meeting, the largest religious gathering ever seen in Africa. The Zionist Church was celebrating its 75th anniversary and invited the South African President, P.W. BOTHA, as guest speaker. It was a great chance for Mr. BOTHA to promote more moderate policies towards blacks. The church is one of the strongest in Africa and may prove to be a great ally for the President in the current volatile political climate. Mr. BOTHA pointed the finger at subversion by foreign agencies when he referred to the simmering unrest in South Africa's black townships. He also called for blacks and whites to come together and talk to each other, sentiments supported by the powerful Zionist Church leader, Bishop Barnabas.
The forces of darkness must be kept out of our country. They harm innocent people. They stand in the way of peaceful development. We must not tolerate people who come from far away with evil minds to kill and injure innocent people. We must all stand together against these messengers of evil.